Hey, Desiree here with Soul Path Astrology and this week's Oracle card readings. This video is for card number 2. If this was your selection, this is what you got. But before I reveal it, if you find value in these and you're feeling inspired, please like them, love them, share them, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Let your friends and family know about it so we can share the love. Okay, without further ado, card 2. Here's what you got. Number 38, heal the ouch. Oh, it's sweet. Heal the ouch. Forgiveness is the healer of the soul. This is a time for great soothing of the heart, body, mind, and soul, as this card indicates that healing will be prevalent in your life now. If you feel drawn to study the healing arts, you'll be successful, turning the page, in developing your natural capacity to restore others to wellness. However, the message may be that you're being called to change your behaviors in order to heal the earth. Perhaps you'll switch to a cruelty-free diet, eating less meat, or perhaps you'll pay more attention to how much water or electricity you use. You are asked to be conscious of your footprint on the sacred earth and all of life to commit to the healing path. Heal the Ouch card may also be an indicator of old wounds and broken bonds being mended. Reconciliations are possible now. Let bygones be bygones. Well, let's talk about forgiveness. So my friend Jerry Turand does workshops on a healing modality from Hawaii. I believe it's a Hawaiian modality. And I always pronounce it around, but it's like Hopo Ohono Ono, something to that effect. And it's a forgiveness mantra. And it is unbelievably powerful to invite forgiveness into your life, in particular for the self. Because when we are filled with shame, filled with self-judgment, there's a tendency to project that out onto others. There's a tendency towards hardening of our heart, which prevents us from truly connecting with others. There's also a hardening of our heart when we think about how we've treated our planet, how we have, essentially shit all over her and raped and pillaged it for financial gain. And when we really, at least for me, when I really let myself sit in that and open my heart to the reality of that, it's extremely challenging. I have a lot of grief that comes up and I have a lot of shame. I mean, I myself, I don't always make the most environmentally friendly decisions. I often put convenience ahead of, really what long-term gain would be or what long-term value would be. So there's a personal grief that comes up, a personal shame maybe, and certainly a collective one. But in order to move forward, in order to reconcile relationship, in order to heal rupture, whether that relationship is with the self, with another, with our planet, first we have to reconcile with the reality of how we've shown up, right? And to offer forgiveness to that. And when we forgive another, it isn't to justify that behavior. It isn't to condone it. It isn't to say, oh, it's fine that you did that, no big. The forgiveness, the act of that is to free you from resentment, to free you from being trapped in anger. It's like drinking poison, expecting the other person to die when we ourselves refuse to forgive. Now, you can't jump the gun on that. There's no spiritual bypassing that's going to work. This work, in order to be effective, has to go slow, if that's what it feels like. It certainly has to come from within, and it has to be sincere and genuine and authentic. So this is a slow process sometimes of recognizing in yourself behaviors that you're perhaps seeing externally and being able to recognize that maybe you do some of that too, right? And can you find forgiveness for yourself there? Can you see what led you to that behavior was likely an old wound or some programming from your childhood, a fear that you might have of a lack of connection or being ostracized? Like most, if not all of our crap behavior and choices stem from fear, and a fear of being separated from the tribe, a fear of not having connection, a fear of being shamed and exiled. And the cure for that is to look within, to start there. And where have you shamed and exiled parts of yourself? Where can you welcome those back into your heart, back into wholeness, back into fully integrated into you so you can stop experiencing them externally? If you want some help with that, or that sounds like a good idea, but you're like, nah, I don't know, I don't really get it, and you want to deep dive a little more, I would love to help. You can certainly book a meeting in my calendar. It's in the description of the cards, or this, yeah, in the description of the card below, there's a link to my Calendly, and we can set up a time for that where we can do a deep dive. We can use your astrology, or we can use the tarot cards as an entry point into finding where those exiled parts may be and how we can gently and effectively welcome them back in and find that forgiveness so that you can find, oh, the energy that returns to you, my friends. When you can release resentment, when you can let go of judgment, and you can return to a place of gratitude and openness, the amount of energy, creative life force that comes into you is like mind boggling. Then from that place, you can really start picking up some momentum about creating a life that feels in alignment, that feels alive, that feels like it's full of what you need and want to be fully expressed here. So when you finally do die, it's with deep satisfaction of a life well lived, not a life with unmet needs, with resentments, with bitterness, and with broken relationships. Right? I mean, sometimes it's namaste away. Just because you find forgiveness for a relationship doesn't mean you have to welcome them back into your life. But regardless, the important work always starts inside. This is where you need to begin. This is where the lasting change happens. And if you'd like help, I would love to be the one to hold some space for you, be one of your many allies along the journey. Okay. I love you. As always, enjoy your week, enjoy your night, and we will see you again very shortly. Bye for now.